Good morning, everyone. Welcome to morning meeting. Today we have Gaia, our great horned owl ambassador, hanging out with us today. So we're gonna go get a nice quiet place to sit today. She's walking around from her enclosure over in our clinic. So she may bait and jump off the glove, but she's okay. As always, let me know where you guys are tuning in from today. If you guys have any questions, good girl, Gaia. So good. I certainly would love to answer them, and we'd love to know, as always, where you guys are tuning in from today. So welcome, everyone. Where is Gaia? So Gaia is a great horned owl. They are our largest resident owls that we do have around here. They are a little bit smaller than our snowy owls that are actually just about arriving for the winter here on the Maine coastline in New Hampshire. So they are just a little bit smaller, but they are the largest resident owls here. Don't let that fool you, though. She is quite a substantial girl. So she is about 5 or so pounds right now. So she's quite a large girl. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Lori from Iowa. Welcome, welcome. That's really awesome. Thank you. And thank you so much for tuning in. And so I'm just going to grab a block right now so I can put you guys, I'll put this Gaia down. Right, Gaia. You can sit. Yeah. Here we go. How's that, Gaia? There we go. Look at the camera, not me. Good morning, Lizanne. She is absolutely amazing. Her name's Gaia, and she is a great horned owl ambassador here at the Center for Wildlife. She does actually live with a roommate named Galileo. He, however, does not go on programming like Gaia does. So Gaia's injury, you can see her wing on that side droops down quite a bit. So Gaia, we believe, was kind of wrestling with her siblings in the nest. So when she was in the nest, it was in someone's backyard, and they watched from a distance. Of course, that's the best way to watch wildlife, from a distance, so that they can still do their natural thing without us really impacting them. And they had watched Gaia's sibling fledge and leave the nest to go be big adult owls. And unfortunately, then they found Gaia at the base of a tree under her nest, unable to fly. So we believe her wing injury on her opposite side did happen when she was still in the nest. And however, it is stuck like that now. Her shoulder is frozen like that. That's why she does not get around very well, and that's why she is non-releasable. So she has been with us since she was a fledgling, which is why she does make a fantastic ambassador. Great horned owls are actually nicknamed the tigers of the night. They're the top predator at night. So those incredibly strong talons that she has, so you guys can see, in the wild would really like to hunt skunks. They are incredibly strong. They're about 10 times stronger than the strongest human. So those talons are very, very, very strong. So they know that they are the top predators, and sometimes when they do come in as an adult, that's why they don't make very good ambassadors. But fortunately for us, Gaia was very young when she came in, which does make them better ambassadors in general. Because she was younger, so she got used to us, where Galileo, her roommate, is a great roommate for Gaia. They are actually wonderful foster parents together. This summer they had 2 foster babies that lived with them all summer, like they normally would in the wild, and then they got released earlier this fall. So those babies went off to be big wild owls, and we're very proud of Galileo and Gaia. They're fantastic foster parents. The two of them, and that's Galileo's role here as an ambassador here at the Center for Wildlife. He was an adult when he came in, and he has an eye injury, so he can't see really out of one of his eyes. So he is a fantastic roommate for Gaia. He preens her, and they hang out together, and they are wonderful parents together. So we're really proud of the two of them. That's why Gaia is with us. I wouldn't say she loves me, Lizanne. She tolerates humans. Like I said, that Tigers of the Night, even though they do make great ambassadors, when they do come in as younger birds, like Gaia did, they still know that they are the top dog. And so she kind of looks at humans like, you're okay. But she does have a couple favorite people for sure. Kristen Lamb, our executive director, was the one who trained her originally. So they have a very special bond. And she also has a pretty special bond with Katie as well. I'd say she more tolerates me. Good morning, Chuck from Rhode Island. Tiffany, do we have help the bird ambassadors with beak trimming all the way up there? Do the items in their enclosure help with that? So it's definitely a mixture of their enclosure as well as like the bones and stuff in their diet. So we do trim their beaks and their talons when they need them. So every couple months they do get a checkup with our clinic staff, and they'll feel them. They'll check out their injuries, what made them non-releasable, making sure nothing's really changing. They'll check their feet and trim them. They'll trim their beak. As you can imagine, doing any of those tasks with a great horned owl is a task for sure, just because she is so big and large, and very, very strong. So it's definitely something that we don't try to do very often unless we absolutely have to. You could actually probably use one right now, Gaia. You have a little overgrowth on the top of your beak. But when we are trimming those feet too, we are making sure that, in correlation with their weight, and making sure that, because if they are heavy and they're not moving around very much, they can actually get sores on the pads of their feet. And so we don't want that to happen, so we'll check all that out when we do get their health checks. But we do help them out if they need it. Some birds are better at it than others with rubbing their beak against stuff. Like our red-tailed hawks are usually pretty good at it. But sometimes our other birds do need help. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. Good morning, Donna. I really do have the best job in the world, Donna. I absolutely love it. I get to take care of Gaia and our ambassador families and bring them on all sorts of adventures, which of course is a little bit different right now in COVID. But it's certainly the best job ever, Donna. Oh yeah, Laura, she is absolutely beautiful. Thank you. So we actually right now, let's turn around the camera so you guys can see just kind of where we are right now. So we are under our pavilion. I'll sit on the back side of it. There is our education hall, that way towards our mammals. We have Violet and Perry. And then if you turn around, you can see our brand new building that we are so close to being inside. So we're really, really excited. And then our trail that goes down to our vernal pool. So that's just where we are right now, in relation to our building. I know, Gaia. Sorry guys, I'm trying to flip the camera right now. My fingers are cold. Good morning, Marilyn from Massachusetts. Yes, Isaac. And Gaia, the great horned owl. Oh no, sorry guys. There we go. How's this, Gaia? Yeah, so I, on one hand, am a bit chilly this morning. I came very well prepared with my hat and jacket. But Gaia absolutely loves this weather. Winter is her favorite. So these guys are actually the first ones to be on the nest. Usually in January and February, they'll be on the nest and getting ready to have young. So she absolutely loves winter. She's hanging out on the nest when we would never want to be outside without hats, gloves, mittens. It's Gaia's favorite weather. So she definitely prefers the winter over the hot heat in the summer for sure. This is definitely more her element, being nice and cool. So I'm cold, but you are happy as it can be, Gaia. Sometimes in the summertime when we bring her on programs, she'll start, it almost looks like panting, it's a cooler flutter. And she's like, it's just hot for me. I like the winter. But our owls in general also really, really fluffy. And so I'm certainly not gonna touch her to show you guys, because of those talons and that beak. Gaia doesn't necessarily enjoy being touched, per se. But they are very, very fluffy. So they are really able to keep themselves warm. And all that fluff also helps our wild owls have silent flight as well. So Gaia doesn't have, except her injury, but on the farthest most, I know, I'm so offended. The farthest most feather on her wing, there's actually little fingers coming off the side of the feather. It's called a fluted edge. And those little fingers actually break up wind as they fly. But they are also helped by all that soft feather, kind of think like a downy comforter or downy pillow. So very, very soft. Alright, Miss Gaia. What are you looking at? I'm like, what? You're cold? Silly human. Gaia. Awesome. I think I got everyone's questions. Basically, Tiffany, it's a how dare you. She certainly knows that she is the top dog in the food chain, for sure. And she gets very offended sometimes. Right? As you can see on the top of her head, she has those little tufts. So just like our screech owls and our long-eared owls, who also have those tufts, they are just feathers, so she can raise them and lower them to show mostly her mood, where our smaller owls are using them for more camouflage. She does not need to hide from predators, because she is the best predator at night. So she's more going to use them for some mood and to show off a little bit. Right. Her ears are actually flip the camera so you guys can see hopefully a little bit better. So if you see the, ooh, you don't want to put that close to me. Sorry, guys. The brown ring around her face. So that's called a facial disc, and where that black, dark brown line is around the tan, right behind those, that's where her ear slits would be. So she's gonna have one high on one side and a low one on that side. So our owls have fantastic hearing. They can hear way better than we can. Those asymmetrical ears help them hear everything going on above and below them, all at the same time. Yeah. We try this. I'm trying to let them see a closer look of you. There. So we actually believe our owls can probably hear a mouse under about 3 feet of snow from a football field away. So our owls have fantastic hearing. Of course, they are nocturnal, so they are hunting at night. So they are really utilizing that sense of hearing for hunting. But they do also have incredible eyesight as well. So we do believe that our owls can see into the UV, so they can see colors a little bit different than we can. So they have a lot more rods and cones, so there's parts of the eye that help us see. They also have, but they have a lot more of them. So that's why actually their eyes are incredibly large in their head. So ratio-wise, if our eyes were as big as owls, we'd have grapefruits on our heads. We look absolutely ridiculous. We look super, super silly. They are eye tubes, and they go straight back. So they can't roll them, or they don't have peripherals like we can. So that's why owls do have to move their head. They can move 270 degrees, so directly behind them, a little bit more, go back straight forward, and do it the other way as well. I'm not going to turn her around and show you like sometimes I can do with Lucy. Gaia would not appreciate it very much. Donna, so Gaia came to us in 2011 as a fledgling, so she is about 9 years old now. Good morning, Banny from Wisconsin. Wow, welcome. Oh, I'm glad, Lori. We're really glad that you guys are still hanging out with us every day, and we love being able to show our ambassadors to you guys. With COVID, we still are doing things a little funky compared to our normal, especially now that we are in the process of transitioning over to our new facility. So we're just all kind of shifting and doing what we have to do to make, as long as these guys are fed and taken care of. And that's what really matters right now. But yes, she's quite beautiful. I would definitely agree. Yeah, Vanny, Lori gets annoyed and say the nervous, because she is that tiger of the night. She's kind of like, here, okay. Sometimes if she just, because of her injury, she doesn't have very good balance, and so she does bait off the glove if she doesn't have the right balance at that moment, just to refix herself. And then there's also things that she also always baits around, like she'll usually bait going up the stairs to our ed hall, around the cars. Even though I know that she's safe, she does it all. She always does it though, so it's just part of her routine, which for an owl ambassador is really important, because they generally aren't as food motivated for training as like a lot of our diurnals. Because remember, they are eating and hunting at night. So that's why Gaia does make a fantastic ambassador, because she was so young when she got hurt, which is unfortunate for her, but we certainly adore having her in our ambassador family. Of course, we always do wish our ambassadors weren't hurt and they weren't with us, but Gaia does make a wonderful ambassador for her species. Well, thank you, Annie. Yeah, you are so beautiful. Good morning, Paulette from Northern Virginia. Welcome. We have people from all over the country today. Welcome, everybody. Yes, you're wonderful. Oof, you're getting heavy right about now, Gaia. So Gaia, like I said, is one of our largest resident owls that we do have here. So she weighs about 5 pounds or so, which doesn't look like a lot just looking at how big she is. But she's quite substantial after you're holding her for quite some time. You see Sarah? Sorry, it's okay. Oh, hi, friend. Gaia. They are a little bit smaller than our snowy owls that we are seeing right here on the coastline. This is really exciting. They are a little bit smaller, but they still are substantial birds. Our snowies, for those of you guys that are local and you guys are on the coastline and do have the lucky chance to be able to see them, they are quite beautiful for sure. They're white. Actually, the ones that we have here are pure white, or the females. The boys are pure white, and they're the ones that stay way up in the Arctic, because it's just white. It's all snow. So the girls have the spots, and that's who we see generally, because the girls are the ones trying to blend in down here, And so the girls will come down during the winter time because there isn't a whole lot of food up north where they would normally be living, and then they'll go back up north during the spring for the spring. But they're just a little bit bigger than these guys. If you do have the chance, they are beautiful, beautiful birds. Very large for sure. Of course, always on watch from a distance. They will actually be often sitting on the ground. Imagine there's no trees in the Arctic, so they don't sit and perch like our other owls may. So we often do see them all the time on the ground, and a lot of times you actually see them at airports. That mimics their natural habitat. It's going to mimic that flat Arctic area. And so we do see them a lot just hanging out at the airport. Sometimes there's a researcher nearby that does research with them at Logan, and you see them even at the Portland, Maine airport, and Pease, and Portsmouth. So we are really lucky to be on the coast and get to see them because they are very, very cool birds. Yeah, she is very healthy, Vanny, for sure. Sometimes we have to be careful though, because the girls are about a third bigger than the boys. So Gaia is about 5 pounds. Galileo is about 2.5, 3 or so. So he next to her looks like a little peanut. And the girls, because they're the ones on the nest, they're the ones taking care of the young, so that's why they are bigger. But sometimes Gaia likes to steal all of his food. So we have to monitor both of their weights just to make sure that she's not stealing everything. She's saving him enough to eat. In the wild, the girls would be the first ones eating, though. The boys will go fetch everything, and then the females will eat, and the male gets kind of what's left over. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, she is absolutely gorgeous. From Greenville, South Carolina. Wow, welcome. I love seeing people from all over. Yeah, it's been really cool to see people from all over the country and even all over the world hanging out with us every morning. We have been doing these basically every morning since March when the pandemic first really took a hit here in the U.S. So we are really glad that you guys are still hanging out with us every day, because we certainly love it, and we love being able to bring our ambassadors to all of you all over. So thank you. Vanny, we do not have a snowy owl ambassador here at the center. We don't get them very often in our clinic either. They don't generally do fantastic in a rehab setting. If they are at that point where they are there, the prognosis usually isn't great. Our partners up at Avian Haven actually just got their first snowy owl of the season within the last couple days. For any of you that follow them on Facebook, they're called Avian Haven. They're a wildlife hospital up in Freedom, Maine, so about 2 hours north of us, and they specialize in bird rehab. So they got their first snowy owl. Or definitely look up a picture on the internet, because they are very, very pretty birds. Vinny, you're seeing the snowies pretty soon here in Wisconsin. Yeah. So they will migrate. They do have different parts of the U.S. that they'll migrate through. So they'll migrate down the East Coast, over on this side, and then they will go kind of in different spots throughout the U.S. So it's really cool that you guys get to see them too in Wisconsin. They're beautiful. Fanny, what do we give her to eat? So Gaia and Galileo get a mixture of mice, is their normal diet. We may also offer them rats, just that's a bigger food source, see if they enjoy them. Gala and Gaia don't really enjoy the rats, so once in a while we'll offer it just to see if they're still not interested, but they're generally not a huge fan. And then usually about once a week we do offer our raptor ambassadors little day-old chicks as a little fun treat for enrichment, which they certainly do enjoy. But she gets mostly mice. In the wild, however, they would eat skunk, because that's a nice big prey item for them. Remember I said those talons are incredibly strong. They're about 10 times stronger than the strongest human. The strongest human has about 30 pounds of pressure in their hands when they squeeze their fists. These guys can reach 300. So they're very, very strong, so they can pick up that 15 1-ish pound skunk. And if a male gets 1 skunk, that's gonna last his family for a couple days for food, instead of him spending all day trying to catch mice, or all night trying to catch mice, sorry. So in the wild, they really do prefer skunk. Do the owls stay in the same cages together? Yes, Galileo and Gaia, our 2 great horned owls, do live together. For the most part, a lot of our birds, unless they are a pair of the same species, they do live on their own, just so we can make sure no one gets hurt or anything like that. We do have Byron and Fern, our male and female barred owl, that do live together. But right now, those are our only paired ambassadors. She is very gorgeous, Kara. Yeah, definitely. Alright, Gaia. So as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have any last questions, I can certainly answer them. Otherwise, Bertram's telling me how hungry he is. Everyone still has to get their breakfast still. So as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 10. Have a great day, everybody. Say bye, Gaia. Oh, I know. Can I flip the camera so they can see the close up? Oh, sorry, guys. Hi, Gaia. Have a great day, Michael. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.